Well done first. It's a big day. Polite applause for the scientists which have made all of us very proud. It's the first ever country to land on the south pole of the moon, so that in itself is incredible. It's incredible that I was reading somewhere on Twitter that the total budget of India's Chandrayaan mission is less than the total budget of Interstellar, the film.
Wow.
So what Hollywood spent in making a sci-fi film, India has actually performed a sci-fi miracle. Oh, it's not sci-fi. It's a
real
miracle.
Yeah.
No sci-fi. So well done. Yeah, congratulations to everyone. We all watched it live together. The entire team. So those videos are up or will be up very shortly on Sports Today, so you can check that out as well. It was a proud moment, so we all enjoyed it. I'm guessing you guys all enjoyed it. The Indian team also enjoyed it while they were sitting so far away in Dublin, just like the Prime Minister who joined on a video call from South Africa.
He's
from
in the
South
BRICS
Africa.
Summit there.
So he joined in the video call. The Indian team, while they are in Dublin, enjoyed that moment while being at the ground. So they must have reached the ground. You reach about 3 hours in advance and you warm up and all that. So there was a TV arranged, and I'm guessing it was there would have been no live coverage on Dublin TV, but they would have connected it through internet and switched on an Indian channel. Or there was a live ISRO feed also. I think
there was a live
official.
ISRO. The YouTube of ISRO had carried that.
So they may have put that on. So the Indian team also enjoyed it. So great day. Congratulations to everyone.
I missed it.
You missed it?
I missed it. Because I had something more important to do.
Yeah, he's right. He did.
Because
The World Cup final. What are you laughing about?
Yeah.
More important?
Yeah.
No. He's true to his profession.
Yeah, but
If he was covering Chandrayaan, if he was on that duty, then I would understand. He is on the duty to be covering the Chess World Cup.
Because this is also related to the chess world, this Chandrayaan mission, because the other lander is called Pragyan, right? The other lander, there is Vikram and
Vikram,
Pragyan.
I know.
There is Pragyan also.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Pragyan and Pragnananda. So in that sense, today is actually a great day for even
Pragyan is another Indian cricketer.
Of course, he came to our office for expert analysis here.
One gold in para powerlifting, one silver as well, and a few medals in
Another
shooting.
Pragyan.
No, Pragyan. Just a good day for India overall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great
I
day
mean,
for India.
Pragnananda in the tiebreakers, Jaswin Aldrin reaching the finals of the World Athletics Championship.
But congratulations to Prag as well, Pragnananda, for drawing the second game. Now that I'm picking up a little bit of chess knowledge from my friend Siddharth, they were, why it is important is because today, remember, Prag was playing with black and Carlsen was with white, and he's been very dominant with that.
Yep.
So you thought that he'll be the attacker, he'll go for the kill. All he needed to win was this. The other thing is, this is the last chance to win in classical chess, and this is the last game.
Yep.
And he could have gone all out, but did not. Maybe it had something to do with him not being well.
Yeah.
He had a stomach bug or something like that.
Yep.
So maybe needed some rest. I was listening to the commentary there where they were saying that hopefully he'll be fresher tomorrow. And he also, as we've been saying, that he enjoys the classical chess, but he's also very good at blitz,
Blitz and rapid. He has a blitz rating of 2,950 and rapid is 2,870. That means rapid in ODI, if you look at it in the ODI format, he averages 100 with a strike rate of 100.
Wow.
And if it's blitz, 2,000.
Averages 100 with a strike rate of 100.
100.
That's what Carlsen's record in blitz is.
In rapid.
Rapid,
In
okay.
blitz, it means his average in a T20 format, average of 100, strike rate of 200 after playing 100 T20Is.
Wow.
Madness.
And if you look at a test match, classical chess 2,830, you played 100 tests, he averages 100.
Wow. Imagine if Pragnananda had won this and it happened just like minutes before the
Chandrayaan
Chandrayaan.
landed,
Would he have got any coverage?
Well, guaranteed Sports Today would have done it.
We definitely would have.
Yeah.
We are a sports first channel.
No, I don't think so. I think
Today
this occasion was far, far bigger.
Yeah,
Like you
I
felt
agree.
it as soon as you entered office too.
Yeah, I know.
Saw that buzz,
There
the
was-
Chandrayaan
yeah.
buzz everywhere.
No, and plus I think everybody thought this was an even bigger day because of the earlier failure of Chandrayaan 2.
Yeah.
That was the reason why there was tremendous anticipation for this particular mission in particular. And of course, you've seen our scientists, they have, as you mentioned, the budget, shoestring budget, and they have had to overcome the odds and do it. And that's why there was.
Repeating it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the budget also.
ISRO for you.
I will put the budget also for you. The exact budget that was of Interstellar, as well as
Something 100 million, something like that. If I'm
yeah.
not wrong.
So Chandrayaan 3's budget is 75 million US dollars.
Okay.
The film Interstellar, a masterpiece. I quite enjoyed it. The budget was 165 million US dollars.
But 75 million actually is a shoestring budget, no two ways about it.
So it's
Yeah.
more than double, in fact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Interstellar, the film's budget is more than double.
We could have had 2 Chandrayans.
Yeah.
You will have another one.
Yeah.
You actually did have 2 Chandrayaan. The earlier one wasn't very successful. So
No, but in that budget, I'm saying.
in that budget, yes, 2 Chandrayaans. So if you do, let's take both Chandrayaans together,
Yeah.
because you will also count the failure as such,
Yeah.
because it just could not land. The only problem last time around was the soft landing. So
Yeah.
this time, when it got very close, you could see the scientists very nervous because you
Yeah.
had gotten this close earlier as well.
And-
The soft
and
landing was a
the
problem.
Yeah.
And it did. So just to give you a crash course, everyone's very excited that you're on the moon. You're not the first country to be on the moon. There have been other countries.
Fourth.
Yeah, but why is it special? Because you're the first country on the south pole of the moon. And why it's really tough is because that is the polar region, and temperatures are like minus 200 degree Celsius. So it goes down to that kind of level. It's never got the sun that side.
Yeah.
So it gets very cold, and which is why you have the solar panels which can draw a lot of energy. That sometimes is of no use. That's why no countries ever tried to go to the South Pole. So, but you needed to go there to actually. What I was reading was very interesting. Apart from you're going to study the soil and various other things, there's a payload of NASA also on it. So NASA will also have their own research. I think it's carrying 4 payloads in total. Chandrayaan 3. One of them is of NASA, and each person is going to have different experiments that they want to continue, different data that they'll get, whether it's based on soil. But one very interesting thing about that is that because of such sub-zero degree temperature, because of it being so cold, it actually, the surface of that part of the moon has remained like that for thousands of years because of such cold thing. Imagine putting anything in cold storage, it does not change, right? So it remains like that. So what it will give you an idea of how the earlier solar system may have been. Every other planet has gone through a lot of change. So if you want to know thousands of years ago how the surface was, how the solars, you can't find out on Earth or any other planet. But on the moon you'd be able to find out because of that cold temperature. So that's incredible. I studied a bit as to what is it that you're going to achieve, because we all get excited on the moon.
You,
on the
you
moon.
can tell a lot from the dust that will
Yes.
be on the moon.
Yeah, exactly. To know how the earlier solar system was, incredible.
Yeah.
So well done once again to ISRO and all the scientists.
Yep.
All the
And-
scientists were, reminding me of older versions of Pragnanandas.
That could be.
Like nerdy spectacles,
Of course.
studious kinds.
They're scientists.
That's what I'm saying. No, they could have been a cool scientist. In some films you have now, all these.
Like a Dexter's laboratory.
To be fair, that's why they're films.
Yeah.
Reality is just a little.
Like archaeologists like
Indiana Jones.
like Indiana Jones, handsome guy. or like Dan Brown novels.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Langdon.
Oh, yeah.
Still
Yes.
cooler. So that's only for films and fiction, I guess. In real life, they're all nerds.
They don't have time to do all that. They're doing the important stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying
No
that
side quests over there.
Yeah, but also it's a very cliche image that we have as scientists, right? That's
Yeah.
how they are.
Like an Einstein frazzled hair and all that.
Yeah.
Totally. Yep. As we say,
Already?
toss
I told you.
delayed due to rain.
So the weather update was that 3 o'clock onwards, which would be 7:30 local time, there would be showers. It's hit earlier.
7:30, not local time, India time.
India time.
India time. Rather
3
fast.
local.
3 local. It was supposed to start raining.
And
Started
remember,
to
you
go.
will have to ensure there is no floodlights at the village. So that's why you may have to call it off a bit earlier if the rain doesn't stop.
I mean, to be fair, the series is already in there, so.
Yeah.
No, but we want to see a game. Come on.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
It's your last game.
We've all come to enjoy a good game of cricket. It's been a good start to the day with Chandrayaan, and we want to end it also with some good
Yeah.
cricket, right?
Some good Indian victories.
We want to be entertained through the day, and the cricket junkies that we are, we crave for cricket. And there's much to look forward to. Before we get into what is there to look forward to in this game, despite the series already, India having won it, what is the weather update, Mr. Weatherman? Because I remember he had mentioned it, I think, first or the second T20I
First
only.
T20I itself, that first and third will be rain
Yeah.
impacted.
Yeah. Second was the only match where we would not have any kind of rain.
So his prediction is right.
Yeah, we were all thinking 30, 20 things might change by then, but no, it hasn't.
Yeah, because weather keeps changing.
Yeah. But it hasn't.
What's it saying?
So
Weatherman?
from actually the initial weather was at a 3 local, which is 7:30. It was cloudy, but from 4 local onwards, you would have sustained rain until 7 local, which means 11:30 India time. So the chances of a match happening actually look a little bleak.
So you are saying from about 7:30 or now already 7:10 India time till about 11:30 there's rain.
There is rain predicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dampener
That's a dampener.
because so far the weather predictions have been accurate
Yeah.
for Ireland,
It's
surprisingly.
the same menu, so we don't have floodlights either.
We don't have floodlights. Ireland doesn't have floodlights.
Oh,
so-
we've made such technological advances. We are sending, missions to the moon. Can something be done about rain? Like you can decide when it rains or when it does not.
What area?
I had suggested once that okay, why don't you organize the matches like you got 15-day weather predictions, you got a month period, like how Formula One uses.
Yeah.
Formula
That's
One
it.
has a
I know, but forget weather predictions. I'm going next level.
Next level.
Stopping rain.
Have huge giant fans blowing away the clouds or something?
No, some
No,
technology.
you remember China once
China
used that
did it.
seeding technology to
China
stop
did
the
it
rain.
at the opening ceremony of the Beijing Olympic Games. There was rain predicted, and China then sent some things up in the sky, seeds or whatever,
Seeds, yeah.
and ensured that there's not enough moisture in the cloud to have rain on that day. So they've done it, but they needed to do a lot of planning. Where I read, China got his own sun also. They've created
my
a
God.
sun.
They also have, I don't know, this could be, I mean, I've read a few conspiracy theories which are very, convincing as well, is that they have these machines that create clouds for rain. So in drought hit areas, they like man-make
Rains.
rains.
I remember hearing
Yeah.
something similar about, I think it was one of the Gulf nations. I don't know.
So not
which one.
conspiracy theory.
No,
I think it is,
Yeah, it's
it's
true.
just not officially confirmed by the governments.
No, I've read about similar things for Gulf nations also. Obviously, the desert rain is pretty
Yeah.
scarce, but obviously they've developed infrastructure and stuff so to get rain. Then
No, it doesn't happen though. I mean,
I
I've
don't know
traveled
which
to
one. I
Dubai
don't know
and,
which one. That's what I'm saying. I'll have to check.
and Qatar, one of the two very rich countries. But I was just talking
Or
to
maybe
local, it does not
maybe
happen.
they're researching something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's definitely something there.
Yeah.
Convinced.
Okay, we've got Kunal Vaz, right?
Vaze,
Or Vaze.
Kunal Vaze.
Kunal Vaze, he is joining us from Dublin, and he says doesn't look like it will rain for long. We should definitely have a game. Thank you, Kunal.
Fingers crossed.
Your godsend. We were looking for some local knowledge because Siddharth's knowledge of the weather is restricted to all the weather apps, though
Yeah.
they do a good job, and he's been bang on with his weather predictions, or rather he's been bang on with his reading of the weather predictions. Those predictions are not yours,
Yeah, obviously.
but his readings of weather prediction have been bang on. But Kunal, thank you so much for letting us know. He's joining us from Dublin that that doesn't seem like it's going to rain for very long. Okay, that's great. Let's get some game time. There was something you wanted to show us
Yeah.
before we get into the cricket. What was it, Shivam? Some very interesting.
Yeah.
Meme.
Acha, meme. What is this?
So Mumbai Indians in 2019 Chandrayaan 2 had failed and India were knocked out in the semi-finals. 2023, yeah, it's a success. We are on the moon. So
They're predicting that the World
India-
Cup is coming and loading.
the World Cup could be won. Why?
Wow.
So one very clever commenter was also saying that the World Cup 2023 is Ro, like ISRO is pro, but is Ro for
Rohit Sharma.
Nice.
Very clever people.
Yeah, really clever.
Come on, Rohit. I hope you have all the luck. Sometimes the captain's luck carries the team as well.
Yeah.
Or his, it's the captain's destiny. If he's destined to win one, he'll carry the team with him.
Good. I mean, one man's destiny could change everything.
Like I always say, with MS Dhoni 2011, he himself didn't have a great World Cup, barring that final, of course.
Yeah.
But a very average World Cup as such with the bat. But maybe he was destined to be a winner as a captain lifting the World Cup trophy.
Yep.
And so he carried that because, while everyone spoke about Sachin Tendulkar winning it, but Sachin had been part of previous World Cups. None of those captains were able to give him the trophy, but MS did. So probably that's good. So
Six
interesting
World
by
Cups.
Mumbai Indians saying that 2019 the moon mission failed for India, so we lost in the semis. This time it's successful. 2023 could be
The year.
Yeah.
Because already India's other sporting heroes are doing their job. Jaswin Aldrin did his job. We may see Neeraj Chopra get success. We may get Neeraj Chopra success on August 25th, I think. Final is a mere formality. He will qualify, but then
he'll get a medal also.
Yeah, we can repeat Eugene.
I think the issue, because he's already won a silver at the World Championship.
Yeah.
Last year. So.
Yeah, but I think the main thing is going to be the gold.
Yeah.
Gold at the World Championship.
This is a golden chance.
And of course, don't forget,
Golden chance.
Golden chance.
Win a gold.
What is Neeraj's one major aim at this point? Because that means completing side quest, 90 meters. Get that 90-meter monkey off your back.
Well, maybe double. See, because I'll tell you why this is a golden chance for
But I
Neeraj
actually
Chopra.
don't care 90 meters or not. If he wins a gold, he's done the golden double, right? World Championship as well as an Olympic
Yeah, but
gold.
90 meter, I think if you get that, I know it's not something you get a medal for, but if you do that once, it gives you the confidence you can do it over and over. And last year, what was one of the main reasons he lost out? Who was it who won it?
Anderson Peters.
Anderson Peters. Peters in his first two
92
throws was
meters.
showing 90 meters. It's
Yeah.
like, oh.
But again, this time, why it's a golden chance for Neeraj to do both. Just cross 90 and get the gold, because Peters has not been in good form.
Correct. Yeah.
Along with Jakub Wadlesh and Julian Weber, all of them have been
Like
struggling.
Peters, I think, has been struggling ever since he had that rather unfortunate incident at home.
At Granada.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so ever since then he struggled. So this is an opportunity for Neeraj. As you say, Messi completes total football, he completes total javelin.
Athletics.
Yeah.
He's won Asiad, he's won Commonwealth, he's won Olympics, he's won Diamond League, he's won a Diamond League meet.
The only thing he needs to win is
If he wins the gold at the World Athletics and 90, at the age of 25, he's just achieved everything that needs to be.
Acha, any indication of the moon success for Prague tomorrow?
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, this will be historical, whatever way you look at it, because tomorrow, even if God forbid, he loses, he's already achieved his aim of going to the candidates.
Yeah, but come on.
World Cup winner, see, Anand won it when they were only 24.
Only the second Indian to become that, it's motivation enough.
Because Anand won it when there were only 24 players. This getting a better of 128 players, defeating the world number 3, defeating the world number 2,
And
defeating the world number 1, in tiebreakers that too. It would be, I think, the greatest feat that Indian chess has had, maybe after 1991. Because in 1991, in a tournament in Reggio Emilia, there were 10 players, 9 were from the Soviets. Soviets, as you know, they were the dominant power at that time. There was both Garry Kasparov and Anatoly Karpov, two champions. Yet there was no one finished on top, only one man finished ahead of all of them, and that was Vishwanathan Anand.
So one Indian amongst 10 finalists, 9 of them from the Soviet Union, and that one Indian won it.
Yes,
Wow.
he beat Kasparov, he drew with Karpov, and that too he was at the age of 22. 91 was a pivotal year, not just in chess but also in the world, because that was the final few vestiges of the Soviet Union that existed. And
Incredible.
beating Karpov also in the follow-up tournament in Tilburg, 91. It made him the greatest prior to 95.
So then second best achievement it will be.
I think this,
After
in the modern era, it would be the first. In the modern era. In this 21st century, I would say Anand winning against 4 world championships was a big, big achievement. He beat Kramnik in a different format. beat Topalov in a different format, classical, beat Gelfand. 3 in a different formats. It's quite a big
lost to
achievement.
Carlsen.
Yeah, he lost to Carlsen.
Made a big blunder.
Yeah, but in the 9 years of Carlsen's dominance in World Championships, he's lost only 1 game, and that 1 game was to Vishwanathan Anand in Sochi 2014. So even there he struggled against an Indian. So let us not be very.
Okay, we'll be giving you all the updates about Prague's final, and tomorrow either ways you're going to get a result.
Yep.
So it's going to be a penalty shootout followed by a sudden death, followed by, I mean, these are just not the terms that are used in chess, giving you parallels as to what is going to happen tomorrow.
Which was the match in football that went to 11 penalties? It was Manchester United.
There was plenty. In fact, recently also even the
UEFA something.
No. That was the Europa League with both the keepers. But even recently the Leagues Cup, which Messi won, that went to it was keeper versus keeper. The final penalty was saved by Inter Miami's keeper when the other team's keeper was taking it. So it really did go that far. 10-9.
10-9. Oh boy. Yeah. So 4 rapids, 2 blitz, 1 sudden death. That's 7. If there's a draw, a lottery, whoever gets the white piece, if he wins that, he's the champion. If he doesn't win, swap. You play and play until there is a winner.
What's a swap? What do
You swap pieces.
You swap pieces.
Last man standing.
Yeah. Last man standing. So
Okay, go ahead.
The other one which he reminded me, last year's League Cup, Chelsea-Liverpool went 11-10. No one missed a penalty until Chelsea's keeper.
He would know.
Yeah.
Mr. Shekhar joining us from the US of A. I hope you enjoyed Chandrayaan landing too.
Yeah.
He says morning to you.
Lovely
It's
humans.
nice evening here.
Yeah.
He says let's check Sid GPT, Siddharth, as you know, for malfunctioning. He wants to challenge you effectively.
Okay.
He's not malfunctioning. Let me correct you. He's not malfunctioning. You were just challenging him.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get the answer right, does not still mean he's malfunctioning.
Yeah.
He's still not stockfish. He's just a regular chess player. Not stockfish
Not
yet.
stockfish.
So, who was the bowler who took a hat trick on his birthday? And what series? Well, I'm sure there must have been many.
No. It's a hat trick. And
Hat
Peter
trick.
Siddle, Ashes to 2011, Brisbane, first test against England. He got a hat trick. 2011. Peter Siddle, first day of the first Ashes test. He got a hat trick.
Hat trick on his birthday.
On his birthday,
Peter
yes.
Siddle.
And he got rid of Cook, Pryor, and Stuart Broad. He had Cook edging.
Mr. Shekhar, we're still checking that, but you asked a question to Sid GPT, and while you had the benefit of Google and various other books and whatever, our man Sid GPT had nothing. He didn't even pick up his phone, and you asked him a question as in who was the bowler who took a hat trick on his birthday and what series it was, and Siddharth said Siddle. In fact, he didn't just stop at Siddle, he even named the 3 dismissals.
Yeah.
And we have checked and we've double checked, and he's absolutely bang on. So well done, Siddharth.
Thank you.
Fantastic effort.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
6 wickets he took.
Dare anyone question Sid GPT's effectiveness now?
Here whatsoever.
Yep. I can even tell you the dismissal, Shekhar. Alistair Cook caught edging a full delivery. Matt Pryor trying to defend.
Check. First wicket, Alistair Cook.
Yes. First wicket, Alistair Cook.
Checking.
Second wicket was Matt Pryor, dismissed from the pad and bowled. Stuart Broad, LBW to a Yorker, but he reviewed, and then the decision went in Siddle's favour.
Is that first 3 wickets are just open the scorecard, you will know. You can check. We're checking that.
Yep.
Meanwhile, can one of you please click on the
Super chat.
Okay.
Prithvi Patnaik. Yeah.
Bhavan.
Bhavan. Sir, I think it's a great achievement for India given the fact that we spend just 2% of our GDP on R&D as compared to other developed countries like China who spend 7% of their GDP. Sure. Congratulations to all India's Jai Hind. And yeah, that's why we
Absolutely, we've said that, That is the greatest thing in this particular launch that, again, I keep repeating that example. Whoever put it out on social media, that's not my original knowledge. I just picked it up from social media. The fact that the budget of the entire mission was half the budget of a Bollywood sci-fi film like Interstellar. Oh, sorry, Hollywood sci-fi film like Interstellar. I'm sure there must have been a few Bollywood films that kind of budget.
Sure, plenty of them.
Was any film?
No, but what's it sci-fi?
Yeah.
No, any film.
Was any movie made on Neil Armstrong? Any particular?
Not sci-fi.
Not this in general. Even Interstellar has nothing to do with the moon. It's sci-fi.
Yeah, it's sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's about time and space.
Big budget movies.
Interstellar.
Was the film The Core? Was that was sci-fi? No, when the core stopped moving at that time, a team of that was sci-fi, right? The Core.
I can't
but
remember.
that's
I haven't
not,
seen that.
didn't
Interstellar
have
I've
a
seen.
big budget.
Quite enjoyed it. But that's about time and space, and then you're trying to find another planet to.
Dimension.
Yeah.
Dreams and all
Yeah.
that.
Oof.
No, that's
There are
Inception.
no-
Well, Inception, my bad. Yeah, sorry.
This is
Interstellar.
where they actually
I
send
remember Interstellar.
a group of humans to a
I got
different.
confused. Inception, I really liked.
Inception was
They
good.
time travel and then
Is-
get stuck in a
Is
different
there a
dimension.
Hollywood
Yes.
film called Gravity?
I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gravity, of course.
That is a sci-fi.
Yeah,
movie.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Ah.
No.
Yeah, Gravity.
Or was that Anne Hathaway?
No.
No. Sandra Bullock, Gravity,
Oh,
where
right,
she's
right.
left in
Uh-huh.
that from space. She
Yeah,
has to
I
make
know.
that landing.
And then she crash lands in.
Yeah, but she
into the
survives
earth.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Gravity. You have a brilliant film.
So that's a
That's
sci-fi,
that's sci-fi.
and I think would have been a much bigger budget than Chandrayaan. It was, I think, released when?
Yeah, but I was talking about a Bollywood film. Hollywood, I'm sure there must have been many.
Plenty.
But as I said, Interstellar's budget is double.
Yeah. Mission Mangal, how much was that, the budget? Mission Mangal.
Next picture.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Shekhar is saying, I only ask when I know the answer, and it's good to know Sid GPT is in order.
Yeah.
He has high hope from Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah to be the Amar Akbar Anthony in this World Cup. Wow.
We all do.
Yeah.
I like this.
I mean, yeah,
He's
bichde
given-
hue and coming together, yes.
I like this pet name that Mr. Shekhar has given Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and Jasprit Bumrah, Amar Akbar Anthony.
Yeah.
Again, since we're talking about films, from a Bollywood film. Yeah, so there was Amitabh Bachchan, Vinod Khanna, and Rishi
Rishi
Kapoor.
Kapoor, yeah.
Amar Akbar Anthony.
With, I think, what the star who stole the show was Jeevan.
So Amar was Vinod
Vinod
Khanna,
Khanna.
Akbar was Rishi Kapoor,
Yeah.
and Anthony was
Amitabh Bachchan, yes.
You have seen
And
the movie?
Pran was their father.
Have you seen the movie?
I would have seen it a long time back. I don't remember.
I
7
know
times.
about it. I know the legends, but then I haven't seen the movie.
Come
I
on,
like
legendary.
Jeevan.
Legendary, huh?
In that
Jeevan
film.
is
Jeevan
there,
was
yes.
superb.
Jeevan is pretty much every film around that time playing the villain.
Yeah. Pran was the father.
Yes.
Oof, what a film.
Yeah.
Ranjit, Nirupa Roy.
Should watch it. Now the fight sequence between Amitabh and Vinod Khanna.
Yeah.
Brothers.
Yes. And he has that monologue in front of the mirror.
Yeah, mirror. After
After
he's
Anthony
drunk,
gets
yes.
beaten.
That's a
yes.
fantastic, very funny. Where he's Anthony, so
Yeah.
he's drunk and he's beaten up. So he's doing, putting bandage and what
Yes.
ointments,
Ointments and
whatever
all that,
on
yeah.
his- and talking to himself as a third person. Right? So
Yeah.
his whole conversation is like two people. Like he's advising the other guy in the mirror. I told you, not to do
His-
this. And it's a
his best
fantastic,
yeah.
fantastic scene. Brilliant.
His best monologue was Namak Haram.
Of
That
course.
fly.
Yeah. Oh Lord. Even that commentary that he does, which is Sharabi, where
Sharabi, yeah.
The cricket commentary, Vijay Hazare to
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Vijay
totally.
Merchant, Vijay Hazare,
Yes,
the
yes,
cricket
yes.
commentary he does.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You can watch all of that if you don't have the time to watch the film. You can watch these scenes. I'm sure there must be many YouTubers.
Snippets and all who
They
makes
put
it.
Sandeep Patil came in a movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came in the movie before the 83 World Cup.
Yeah, correct.
So he almost quit cricket and
Yes.
he starred in a film. I think it was not a Marathi but a Hindi film.
Hindi film, yeah.
And then that film tanked,
Yeah.
and then he said, "No, I better go back to cricket." And he's called back then into the team and plays the
I mean,
83 World Cup.
he was the second-
after starring in a movie.
Yeah.
Usually players do it
The other
when
way
you're
around.
retiring.
Yeah.
He did it in the
He was
middle.
the second after Salim Durrani to act
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
Bollywood film.
Yep.
And then even I think Sunny Sir also acted in a movie.
Yeah.
he
He
did.
did in a Marathi film, and then he was in Aval Number also, if you remember.
Oh,
Got that
yes.
little bit of a role.
He did one or two
Yeah.
Bollywood films.
Yeah.
Victory.
No one saw them.
Where one ball that this guy hit, Harman Baweja, it started at Sydney but went to Brisbane.
I did.
Stuart Clark, poor guy's career was ended by Harman Baweja, 48 runs.
Yeah. He was in that film.
No ball, 8 balls, 48 runs.
They cast him because he has Indian connection. Na?
Yeah, Chennai guy.
So
Yes.
they cast him there. Dex wants to know, do you remember Heikki Kovalainen?
I do.
Yeah, I do too.
So he was the
He
Finnish
was
driver.
considered the next Mika Hakkinen or
Hakkinen.
whatever,
Did not
but
work
did
out at
not
all.
did
Yeah.
not even get close to
No, in
being.
fact, he was unfortunate because he came into Renault as the replacement for Fernando Alonso when Alonso switched to McLaren. Thereafter, McLaren.
He went to McLaren also.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Ah.
Then Alonso leaves McLaren after one season. Kovalainen comes in there,
Yeah.
and he didn't impress in either team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also he had Hamilton.
2007 and 2008
He had Hamilton as a teammate. Was,
Yeah.
you know,
was horribly obliterated.
Yeah. And I think
2007 and 8. Then he spent maybe 2 years at McLaren, I think.
Yeah.
And, no, more than that. Maybe more than that because 2011 was when 2010 was when Jenson Button became Hamilton's
Yes.
teammate.
No, but then Rosberg come before that.
No, Rosberg was Mercedes, not McLaren.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This because you're confusing because McLaren was silver at the
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because Mercedes were the
Yeah.
No, then Hamilton made the switch to Mercedes.
Yeah,
that was 2013.
correct. And then Rosberg.
Even
joined.
raced for Lotus also, right?
Who? Heikki.
Heikki.
But also
No, I
because
think
McLaren
that
was
was Kimi
Mercedes.
Räikkönen.
There was no Mercedes.
In
Yeah,
Valencia,
that
Maybe,
too.
maybe he could have been a reserve.
I don't remember this person.
maybe, yeah.
No, he was. I remember.
No, at this time frame, I was more obsessed with MotoGP because Valentino Rossi was at the
Yeah.
top of his.
Yeah.
VR46, the doctor.
He was at his prime, and I was obsessed with.
I only remember Rossi because every single year there would be some rumor that he's quitting
And
MotoGP
coming to
and going to
F1.
ride
Yeah,
Ferrari.
yeah. But he test rode the
He
Ferrari.
did,
I remember.
multiple times.
Even
Yeah,
did Mercedes as well. Some monster.
Yeah,
challenge he did.
because of a Monster, the
Yeah.
energy drink, they're
Yeah.
sponsors for Mercedes, and Rossi is a sponsor of theirs too. He and also him and Lewis have the same number. 44.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
No,
Rossi is
46
46.
No, but yeah, VR46 versus LH44.
Yeah.
That was how they marketed it. Yeah.
This is a,
I don't watch
cannot get wrong.
MotoGP. I don't. Yeah, no problem.
But I remember Rossi testing for Ferrari multiple times.
yeah, no,
because
this was more like a
also
promotional
Italian,
thing.
Yeah.
you know, all of that connection.
Yeah, plus Ferrari have literally had only
But
one.
he came to India also, Rossi.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't remind.
Yamaha got him, I think.
Yes.
That was when he was
And
good.
John Abraham was at the event,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the event where I think John lifted a bike also.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was for promotion of
Check it out.
force.
No. It was a regular 100cc bike that they had put on display. He actually
It was
lifted-
for his promotion for the movie Force.
may have been.
Because that's where he lifts that
But it was
bike
a
and
Yamaha event, and since both
I know.
John and Rossi
I remember
part
finding
of
out
that.
a few years later as a kid, and then I just.
Was
lost
it
my mind.
2015 this
Like, There's
one?
nowhere Rossi came to India. And
Yeah,
I
he did. I think it was
know.
Delhi.
It was
Yeah.
just me.
Not
very,
knowing.
you know, very fangirly.
That's true. Okay, Karthik K. What's he saying?
Sid isn't a realist after all, as he believed in Chandrayaan 3 accomplishing something no one did. He should now believe India can win World Cup.
Because you don't believe India can win the world.
Well,
So he's saying if
we
India
a
can
lot
do
of
that.
people
But two different things. I mean, Karthik, see, I believed in Chandrayaan 3 because they had already had a massive failure in 2019. And it broke the spirit of the Indian scientific community. A lot of pessimism, and as we Indians, we are immediately pessimistic about anything that fails. So that is why I
Speak
thought,
for yourself.
in that way, I'm a realist. I thought that with all the budget, you see, Mangal succeeded, the Mars mission succeeded, the Moon mission, why it would have to fail? I mean, some technicality. If Mars had failed, the Mars mission had failed, I would have said, yeah, Moon mission has absolutely no chance. But then I thought maybe that was 1 in a million chance, but I felt, yeah, Mars succeeded on the same shoestring budget, wasn't it? I think that was also a very low budget.
Yeah, very low. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, Moon.
In fact, the world wrote about it.
Yeah.
I must tell you, while we are discussing, I must tell you that we've been all watching the Indian media. Somebody just forwarded me. So the New York Times has put out a piece. The headline reads that in latest moon race, India lands first in southern polar region. So a lot of praise. I can see the Amul thing is also out.
Yes.
Amul always comes with
They're
a
always talking
Gems.
funny one. So just in case none of you have seen it, can you zoom in? No, it won't.
No.
So then It says
It's there
moon meetha karo.
Oh, brilliant.
From lunch and dinner. For lunch and dinner.
I got it.
For lunch
I
and
think
dinner. I don't know whether it's. Yeah, I can show it like this to everyone. I don't think it would be out right now so fast online. But if it can be shown here, can it be seen?
I think it can be seen. Yeah.
So it says moon meetha karo.
Wow.
As
Vintage Amul.
yeah. They always come up with
Yeah.
good ones, isn't it?
Yep.
I
Yep.
Very
think
quirky.
recently they had one for F1 as well.
They have loads. They had one for Messi when he won the
Oh,
World
yeah.
Cup, everything. They're just very topical in that regard.
Exactly. So, yeah, I mean, that is why and remember, the Indian scientific community have never gotten their due ever since independence. I mean, this was the period wherein you're starting to recognize them a bit, because the likes of Vikram Sarabhai, the likes of Homi Bhabha, they all had to really fight the system.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why India went back by 2 to 3 decades in the scientific accomplishments. That's why. And I have always rooted for an underdog. And ISRO is the ultimate underdog in India when you look at it.
Okay, let's take a few questions. Akash Bhardwaj, what is he asking?
Okay, sir, I want to ask, which is the best sporting
You don't have to
game?
read, sir. I want to. Which is the best?
Which is the best sporting game you ever watched? Mine is Argentina World Cup 2022.
That and 2019 ICC World Cup.
The final.
Okay, no, so pick, everyone pick one. You pick yours, pick one, no two, that. And
One, then this, 100%. For me, Messi winning it, nothing trumps.
Are
Okay.
we talking only World Cups?
anything.
Anything,
Okay.
any sporting event.
I think it was 2018 Austrian Grand Prix.
18, okay.
18 and Valentino and Marc Marquez were P1.
Oh, yeah.
Valentino
They keep
went
changing,
off.
changing positions.
Went
I
off
have
track
seen.
and then that was a
So they keep
memorable one.
competing for that first position, and
Yeah.
it's at the last
Final
corner.
Yeah.
He overtakes him. Yes,
Yep.
that was incredible.
Monza?
I can't remember the
I
track,
don't
but I
know.
remember that bit, and I've seen it over and over again. That's the Marquez versus Rossi fight. For the
Yep.
last 6-7 laps, they
Yes.
go against each other. They keep changing position, and Rossi actually wins it. The final corner he comes, and that's something that can happen in MotoGP. Will never happen in Formula One. Those many.
No, that has happened before.
No, it cannot. You can't switch so many
Okay,
spots.
switch, yes. That's why it's
Like in
like-
7 laps, they must have changed position 1 and 2 about 10-12
Yeah.
times.
That doesn't
And
happen
at
in
the last
Formula 1.
corner, he just goes off onto the grass and then wins it.
Yeah.
So, like, Mark wasn't very happy about that because he
Went
said
off
it was
track.
cheating,
Yeah, went off
he
track.
went off track, how
Yeah.
can that count?
Yeah.
It was a very fun race.
Okay.
Rugby World Cup of 2021.
I
The
should have
women's- The Women's Rugby World Cup encounter between New Zealand and England. I mean, the Red Roses and the Black Ferns, they put on, I think, an epic display, because the Black Ferns were actually on the verge of not getting any of the major grounds because they had performed so poorly. England had beaten them, thrashed them in the lead up, but in front of their passionate fans at Eden Park, Auckland, they bounced back from being 19-7 down at halftime, went on to win 34-31. 5th World Cup title for the Black Ferns, and I think it was the greatest game that I'd ever seen. Honestly, if you're just sticking to cricket, there are lots, but other sports, it has to be the Black Ferns.
Rugby.
I told everyone not to pick 2, but I will pick 2. But I will restrict both to cricket.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the 2 moments that
2011.
the 2 moments that basically I don't get emotional watching sport that much, but really made me emotional. 2007 T20 World Cup when India beat
Oh,
Pakistan
yes.
in that final. That I'll never forget. Goosebumps. And then very recently the Gaba Test match which India won.
21.
2 of my most standout, even though I was lucky enough to be in Qatar for the FIFA World Cup, and being a Messi fan, I loved it. But those 2 moments, while I wasn't there at the venue, I watched it on television. But my standout 2 sporting moments,
Yep.
which like I mean the ones I enjoyed watching live, there are many. Like I've even seen Bolt win a 100-meter final at the Olympic Games, which I'll never forget. But nothing.
Some moments just touch your heart.
Yeah, which make you emotional, which
Yeah.
make you almost cry. So
Yeah.
that's
I
the
know.
2007 T20 World Cup.
If you want to look at the Indian context, the emotional thing that made me was I mean, obviously Anand winning his first world championship. But I think.
That's for personal reasons.
But Leander Pace's bronze.
Yeah, was also a good. I remember watching
44 years.
Yeah.
The medal jinx, individual medal jinx was ended.
But you know what? I actually did not enjoy that bronze medal match much, and I that didn't excite me. That game that he played in the semis against Agassi. That is the match that I enjoyed, and I still remember watching it on television. I just, night time. Because that was Atlanta, wasn't
Atlanta.
it? Yeah, that was Atlanta,
yeah.
exactly. I remember, and why I will not put it as a moment that I remember, because I thought Leander should have won it. He was the better player on the day and lost it because he became the nice guy.
And he also suffered a wrist injury.
Yeah, which we got to know later.
When he was playing Meligini in that bronze medal playoff.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that game he should have won. That's the thing, right? So that winning mentality, if you don't have it or you've not experienced it, can happen. You can be the better player, but you lose. Which is why I say what makes Djokovic and Nadal really the most outstanding players is that on a bad day also, when they are inferior to the opponent that they're playing against, they still find a way to win.
Exactly.
So that day, Leander should have won it.
Yeah, he could have at least ended up with a higher medal, because he had to beat only Bruguera then to get the gold.
Yeah.
If he had beaten Agassi, he had to beat Bruguera.
No, Bruguera wouldn't have been easy.
Yeah.
Though you're playing hard court, so
Yeah.
maybe clay to no chance.
Absolutely.
Bruguera would have eaten you up.
What a man.
Clay
Beaten
court.
Federer, he beat Federer on a bagel. That was Sergei Bruguera. And had a great record against Sampras. Only guy, one of the few guys to have a good record against Pete Sampras.
Yeah.
Petros Sampras. Yep. Many people are saying Neeraj Chopra's first. For many it was a very emotional moment. Yeah.
Okay, just go. Yeah, go up. Okay, let's take. Should Sanju be added to the Asian Games if he doesn't make it to the World Cup squad? Interesting. But I would not, because the Asian Games squad is a very youngish squad, right?
It's
Very
already
developmental.
out. Can you? It's already out.
Oh, you
change
can
it?
injuries happen.
No,
Yeah.
but you already have standby players for that, don't you?
Doesn't matter.
You can just.
You say when somebody is injured.
I'm okay. I think with the sport the way it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm with you on that. That I think now just go with a young team,
Yeah.
let them do that.
Yeah.
That's what your aim is, right?
Yeah.
At the Asian Games level. So that's what you're trying to achieve. So, and with Sanju, you know what you're going to get. So if you have him in your radar, then you might as well have him with the main team.
Yep.
Rather than
Yeah, but these kind of other, like the emerging, and I still maintain that India did the right thing in that emerging trophy by actually sending emerging players. Yes, they may not have won the final, but then that's a short-term gain that a team like Pakistan gets. The long-time benefits of actually sending an emerging squad will be there. So that's something that India has done. Much better option. The same thing they should do at the Asian Games.
Yes.
Dex has picked the Australia versus South Africa 1999 World Cup semi-final. Ooh, what a match!
Oh boy, that was heart-stopping. Not emotional, heart-stopping. Who could have ever thought such a thing can happen? The first tie ever in the history of the World Cup.
Yeah,
Really?
That was the first tie.
yeah. And from like various situations. At one point you're thinking Australia is going to win. The last over, before the last over started, I thought Australia should win it. Then those two boundaries that Klusner hits, like done, this is finished.
I know.
It is South Africa's game. 1 run needed,
Four
four
balls.
balls left. Tie.
Steve Waugh in his autobiography said, in that entire match, we were on top for only one ball. Just one ball we were on top. Rest South Africa, they had no right to lose that. Because when Vaughan was on that spell, that time he said, yes, we believed that we were on top. Because Shane Vaughan had delivered that. I mean, he bowled Gibbs with that typical ball of the century to Gibbs.
Yeah.
Then Gary Kirsten played a horrible shot.
That was a terrible shot.
Cronje was unlucky. Came off the boot, no bat, so he was given out. Callis, he fell after hitting 14 runs of one. So, and I remember that one quote that Klusner said, I do not have to watch that World Cup highlights because I made the movie.
Oh wow.
Good one.
I made that movie.
That is true.
Yeah.
But even if you're a director of a film, you watch your film again and
Yeah.
again, don't you?
Yeah.
So he can watch it. He
can.
made the movie.
There's a reason director's cuts exist, right?
Yeah, exactly. He can watch it, but I know why he's not going to watch it. Because it'll be painful.
Bad ending.
Forget about him, it'll be painful for any South African fan to watch it.
Yeah.
And this is the guy who made that movie. So it's going to be doubly painful.
I felt really bad for Alan Donald. Oh.
No, but he was at
That was a
fault.
made your own bed kind of a situation.
No, but what had happened just the ball before, he ran.
Lehman
and-
missed an underarm throw.
Yeah, and Kluzner did not. And the thinking could have been you need one of the 4 balls. And Donald did the right thing by running because it went to long off.
It went to mid on.
Yeah.
Left-hander.
So, and it was a very close run out where
Yeah.
Lehman missed.
Underarm throw, he missed, and
And so Donald was, I've survived. Now then he decided I'm not going to run.
yes.
Till it's a clear run, I'm not going to run. And then the next time, because Kluzner must have thought last time, yeah, Donald did the right thing by running.
Yeah.
I must run.
I must run.
So no communication. This time the other guy says, now I'm not going to run. The other guy says, no,
You have
I
to run.
must run.
Yeah.
And move.
I know. Poor guy. I mean, and both World Cups, 96 and 99, the guy who got them out of that act, Damien Fleming, very
Yeah.
underrated bowler. Loved his bowling. Short run up, say from the pillar till where you're sitting, that's his run up. But 140 kmph, shoulder.
Shoulders.
Okay. We will take Vivek Anand's question. But before that, let's take, because that's going to be a long answer.
Yeah.
He's just giving us a dugout topic. Come on.
Yeah. Vivek, for that you'll have to come for tomorrow's dugout. Na?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the takeaways that we will discuss. Because the series is not over also.
Yep.
One more game to go, hopefully, because we got some update from Dublin.
But it's still tossed.
Kunal,
delayed,
was it?
right?
Yeah, Kunal was here.
Kunal
but
said
it's
that-
still tossed delayed. So
Yeah, it's still raining at this point.
Okay, let's take Mr. Fact.
Lara or Sachin?
Brian Lara or Sachin Tendulkar. Obviously, Gargi is not going to answer that. So she'll say like, I don't know what
I
happened.
was going to, make
You're
some
going to-
comparisons.
You can make it.
I don't know. I know
Okay,
very
let's
little
start with Shane Dias.
Sachin.
Why?
loved
Give
watching-
that.
I
Why?
loved watching Sachin. I think he was what drew me into the game. Was watching Sachin bat, and again later life I really went back, watched Brian Lara, appreciated, very stylish, but
दिल से एक ही आवाज आती है.
Sachin.
नहीं, दिल से तो इंडिया है.
Yeah,
यार
exactly.
इंडिया का सचिन है ना.
लारा भी अभी इंडिया का ही था, कहीं कोचिंग कर रहा था.
Yep. Sachin.
और वो भी तो इंडियन ही है, वेस्ट इंडियन.
West.
Of course.
And Tendulkar is also from West India. Mumbai.
So,
But very difficult to look beyond Sachin Tendulkar simply for the numbers, simply for the standards, the yardsticks,
The consistency for that long.
and carrying the hopes of 1.3 billion Indians for 20 plus years. I mean, that's absolute next level pressure.
Yeah.
And remember, imagine the effect. If Tendulkar got out, people would leave the stadium, turn off the TVs.
Exactly.
Now Virat Kohli has that effect now.
but he still doesn't have that effect.
That would-
people do get
Virat gets out.
disillusioned.
No, you see that all changed after you got the Dhonis and the Yuvrajs of the world. Who see why did it happen that time? Because India could just not chase
Yeah.
any total, but there's a reason for it. So in those days, if you remember, with Sachin got out, you knew you were going to lose the match because your tail never chase.
Yeah.
Never forget tail. Your middle order was not there. You would never be able to chase. So you would be, let's say, chasing 250. You are 150 for one. If Sachin gets out, you need 100 runs, 8 wickets in hand. You will still lose.
Yeah.
So you're losing like that,
Yeah.
and again and then again and again, which is why it happened. It'll never happen with Virat because and I'll give you a cricketing reason for that. One, because since the time you had the likes of Dhoni, even Raina to an extent, Yuvraj, all of them, they figured out a way to keep winning matches.
Yeah.
So one player wouldn't have had that sort of an impact. Even if you see Sachin's latter half of the career, when these guys were there, then that turning off TV didn't happen. It happened in the 90s.
Yeah.
But after that stopped because you found guys. But there's a reason why I'm saying there's a cricketing reason. It's not that you just found Yuvraj and Dhoni. They were good. They found a way. But there were cricketing reasons which, again, like when you're talking to Sachin, he explained. he said, if you look at hundreds, why is it that players were not getting too many ODI hundreds in those days? You get them now because it got tougher when the ball got old. So in those days, it's not because of Sachin. Now Sachin batted as an opener, so he could get those runs early because it was the best time to get runs. But once he got out, again, I'm not blaming the Indian middle order. That middle order had the Robin Singhs, the Ajay Jadejas, Sanjay Manjrekar earlier on, and so. But the thing is that they were actually faced with a tougher situation. So one, the ball would get old. It was very tough to hit boundaries. You'd struggle. Secondly, reverse swing and the malpractices that existed to get the ball to reverse swing were going unchecked. So the ball would start reverse swinging, and you would see with Pakistan games, South Africa games, teams which are very good. Opponent team, like they've batted first, they've got, let's say, 240, which you think can be chased. And the opposition team is 180 for 1 or 2. Another 50-60 runs needed and you're 230 all out. 240 all out.
Correct.
If they're batting first, same with India. India would be 130 for 1 and then 210 all out. In 80 runs, you lose 9 wickets. Why? Because as soon as the ball would start reversing, gone. 10. So your top guys would always get the runs. The guys after that, one was reversing. The other is, which in those days, now you check, the ball would not be changed very easily. So South Africans especially would make it wet. They would use the saliva to make it wet, and what that would do is make it so heavy and soggy that it was like a stone. So you could barely hit it off the 30-yard circle. Forget about hitting boundary. So it became very tough. Which is why that situation happened. Because Sachin out, game over.
Despite all that, I mean, all those records that Sachin made, I don't think will be broken. The number of test runs, most number of tests, ODI runs, maybe the number of ODI centuries mark might be breached. 100 barely, I think, might be matched, 100 international tons. For the hold that he had on the Indian public, Sachin has to be the gold standard. Lara, yes, a genius, but I think he didn't have the match-winning efforts to show, barring 1 or 2. I mean, 1999 was his greatest year, Brian Lara.
I think in Test cricket, Lara matches Sachin for match-winning performances. But it's the one-day game where Sachin then goes ahead. In one-day cricket, Lara didn't have those many noteworthy performances as Sachin did, or the kind of impact that Sachin had. So Sachin was kind of ahead of his time. Lara was more the conventional player, so you would really, while he was an amazing stroke player, he was, old school kind of batting, would rarely slog, right? You'd never see him, if he gets beaten 3 times, dancing down the wicket and just slogging, or hitting, trying to hit the ball from over the infield. That's not the kind of batter he was. He would cream it through cover or cut or pull. So in his one-day game, in that sense, he was very conventional restricted, which would really, work for him in Test cricket. But Sachin wouldn't mind doing all of that. He would be adventurous. If McGrath bowled him 3 good balls, and because McGrath would know the length, he'd keep bowling, and Sachin knows in this pitch I'm struggling, he would take the risk and dance down the wicket and hit him one over the infield just to disturb his line. Would take that risk.
Nairobi
never be
2000. Nairobi 2000.
Although I think that was the first. Was that they played one series in Singapore or Kuala Lumpur, one of the series with Australia. So Singapore or Kuala Lumpur or
I think
Hong
it
Kong?
was Singapore. 96
Singapore.
you're talking about?
And I think
prior to that, they had their World Cup encounter in Mumbai.
Yes.
3 overs, McGrath bowled a maiden, but Tendulkar then came back 5 overs for 40. I think he hit him for.
And there is this. I've never seen Sachin Tendulkar angry in that game.
Nairobi.
He would usually sometimes say something when he's been sledged at. But this time he starts the sledging McGrath. And you can make out, you could lip read him that he's swearing at him. Very rare. He was getting beaten and McGrath was like, staring at him, bullying him a few bouncers. So maybe he found a way also.
And that time also McGrath, I think, had a streak of about 3 to 4 dismissals of Sachin. 99 Super 6, it was McGrath who got rid of Tendulkar for a duck. Then if you look at it, 2000, everyone was saying, Australia going to win, McGrath will have an hold over Sachin. But then Sachin was like beast unleashed that day.
Yeah, I want to even give that Singapore game. I think it was a Singapore game where again he gets McGrath is troubling him and he's in a bit of a trouble and bowls him a bouncer or something.
Wait, I think this is 2006 Kuala Lumpur. He
yeah,
gets hit on the shoulder. Ponting
yeah.
takes the catch. 2006 Kuala
Yeah,
Lumpur.
this is also and that's also when he gets aggressive. Is very rare for Sachin, but
I think
he lost his cool.
one edge that Lara has, one slight 0.1% edge.
No, there's not just one edge. There's one thing that Lara has, which
Better
no one
player
can
of
match.
spin.
Oh, yeah, and there's one thing that Lara nobody can match is
Appetite for big
aesthetically
runs.
the most pleasing to the eye.
Oh,
As
yeah.
much as I loved a Sachin Tendulkar back foot punch, as much as I love
That
the Sachin
straight drive,
Tendulkar
yeah.
straight drive, nothing compares to any shot that Lara hit.
I mean, Lara had that left-hander.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
where he won.
but copying his batting is a massive task.
But you take
it was
out
unique.
anyway, you take out his cut, you take out his drives, you even take out his pulls, you even take out his glance and flicks.
Yeah.
Oof. It's like art.
He would murder spinners. I think no spinner ever got on top of him. But with Tendulkar,
Because he would use his feet very well against the spinner. Either go really front foot, really go back, dance down the wicket. He was very nimble on his feet.
because Tendulkar was troubled by Murli and Saklin. Really, leg spinners he had no problem. Off spinner, the ball coming in, that was a problem for him.
Yeah, because he never had a problem with Shane Warne.
Yeah, never.
Who was this? Lara also had a confrontation with a bowler.
Was it? It must have
Danish
been
Canaria?
Oh yes, Multan.
Multan.
Canaria, I mean,
Sledged him or
beats
something.
him, and then he's saying, "What are you doing? I mean, you can't play
Sledges him,
spin."
sledges.
28 runs hits him.
But that's one of those rare occasions where Lara doesn't follow the copybook style of batting.
Yeah.
In that situation, he's like, okay, now
I will murder this guy.
I will murder you.
Canaria had that habit. He once even sledged Dhoni. Dhoni ended up tonking him out.
Faridabad in Faisalabad.
Yeah.
Bit of an update.
That's not
There is no.
Still drizzling.
Still drizzling. We are
And now we are in that zone where the rain will be steady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's definitely not a passing shower.
not a passing shower. Kunal was I think, oops, maybe, but he may be right. I mean, we don't know the
Being a
weather in the
weatherman
UK.
is not in his destiny.
Okay.
Ritvika.
She's saying, what about the India versus Bangladesh World T20 match in 2016? Crazy. Yes.
Yeah.
Textbook example of how to bottle one match.
So that will do running
That was
comment.
a bottle job.
Yeah,
Next
so
level.
how do you lose
Also
when
the recent game also they bottled 2022, the Bangladesh India.
the emerging Asia Cup? Also,
No, the World Cup.
World Cup.
oh yeah,
Adelaide.
KL Rahul, that direct hit, and Soumya Sarkar is gone.
Go ahead.
So 2016, how do you lose a game when you need 2 runs of 3 balls with 3 wickets in hand?
Ask Bangladesh.
And that too, when they needed 10 runs of the last over, Mushfiqur Rahim hits 2 boundaries of Hardik Pandya.
And then
Celebrates in front of his face. Okay, 2 runs of 3, India are all but eliminated. Okay. First ball, slot ball from Hardik Pandya, Mushfiqur Rahim slogs it to deep mid wicket, catch taken by Shikhar Dhawan. Next ball, full toss to Mehmadullah, full toss, home run instead, lodges to Ravindra Jadeja. 2 runs needed of 1 ball, then a short ball to the number 11. I think Mustafizur is at the non-strikers end. Dhoni runs like Usain Bolt, whips the veils off, and Bangladesh lose by 1 run. And if I mention this to my dear Bangladesh super fan Shoaib Ali, very good friend, the tiger, he comes as a tiger. Sorry Shoaib, if you're watching this, I had to do it. Sorry. But when I asked him about this in the Nidahas trophy when I was there, he was there, I developed a very good rapport with him. He said that, yaar, I know that we celebrate way over the top and I'm not one of
I mean,
those.
they did it in Nidahas also. Well, you needed 5 balls.
But then at that time he was really critical of the Bangladesh team.
good. They
He
should
said that whoever I said,
That
yaar,
game also they bottled up, not the India game.
No, even the India game, they bottled the final. 5 runs needed of 1 ball. Yeah, you let the man hit a 6. Come on.
no, but he wasn't a regular death bowler, na, Soumya Sarkar.
Doesn't matter. Just let him bowl it in the slot and let him hit a 4 or something. No, gives him in such a slot area that he
See,
whacks it.
Rubel Hussain had a Harris Roth moment. He considered 22 runs.
Yeah.
And 12 needed Soumya Sarkar with Mohammad Nawaz. That was the same thing, na?
See, when a batter wants to hit is determined enough.
TK was in
He
that
got
zone.
into
Yeah,
it.
TK was in that.
TK was in that zone.
Vijay Shankar forced him to be in that zone.
Yeah, but Vijay Shankar got a crucial boundary, by the way. Had he not got that he would have been 8 of 1 or 9 of 1.
Actually, poor Vijay Shankar got trolled very badly in that match.
Yeah, he made his debut in the final.
His debut.
Debut in the final, come on. Yeah.
Okay, Karthik is saying England cricketers used NFL's Q collar.
Oh yeah, they have that collar during
Yeah,
the 100.
Observe shocks. if
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
Or because, I mean, that's a very violent
Oh,
sport.
it's such a
I didn't know that.
Today I came to it for anti-concussion.
Maybe we should do a video on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Yeah.
Ritvika,
We are way too obsessed with records. No one in England cares about how many hundreds of 50s Butler has made. They care about the World Cups won though now. Now, previously they played such a conservative style of cricket that they would never win.
but I will give this that compared to other countries like England, Australia in particular, we are slightly individual obsessed.
Well,
We
record
are.
obsessed for sure. We saw the amount of criticism that Hardik got for denying Tilak a second half century. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and like, you know, how many hundreds, who's
Yeah.
getting it, where, how, all of that. In terms of, and also in terms of, you know, making heroes out of individuals. So like just the fact that fans keep fighting whatever Virat and Dhoni and Kohli
As long as
and
the numbers
everyone,
are sure.
exactly. So the fact is, you will seldom see fight between Australian players as to Hayden has got run, I'm happy, and Ponting has got, so he's happy. None of that. I mean, they want Australia to win. Doesn't matter who gets the runs
I
and
mean,
how it.
with
or
England, that particular England which we're talking about, the ones who started dominating white ball, I always say, Owen Morgan in 2019 threw away a guaranteed double 100 against Afghanistan. The way he was hammering everyone. I think
17 sixes.
170 odd, I think he got.
Yeah, 178.
Yeah, 178. He threw away a double century. He was in that sublime form. But why? Going for another big shot. Didn't care about the milestone. Could have very easily just played conservatively and got the 200. But it didn't matter.
Virendra Sehwag.
He definitely didn't care about milestones.
Yeah. Although he was saddened when that 99 was stolen away from him thanks
Yeah,
to
but
no
then
ball
to be
by
fair, that was
Suraj
Yeah, but
Rundi.
that was, see, he wouldn't have minded if he got out.
Yeah, he wouldn't have.
But it was like, like sour grapes kind of a thing, just tuning a white delivery.
Plus
Exactly.
with, Sehwag, he didn't need to worry about milestones in tests. He was more often than getting his 100th on day one. What would he have
I
to
mean,
wait
he 293 just chips a ball back to Muralidharan, misses a chance to get a third triple
for?
hundred.
Triple 100.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, I got 293. Chalega.
That's how it should be.
Viru.
So there's a point in what Ritvika says.
Yeah.
It is true.
It's true. Vivekanand VJS is saying Harshit Rana has done reasonably well with both bat and ball this domestic season. Any chances of grooming him as a bowling all-rounder?
Bowling all-rounder. That's interesting. Because what has happened, I'm just giving an example of how the current, we keep saying we don't get batters who can bowl, but you also have to see how you're dealing with batters who can bowl. Have you given them bowling? I'll give you two very recent examples. Deepak Hooda was one. He's dropped because of poor batting form, which is fine. But I'm saying while he was playing also, you barely gave him any overs to bowl. On most occasions, he was just playing as a batsman. So you have to see that also.
Rohit
Does
definitely didn't trust him as well.
So the Indian team is really looking at that sort of an option. If they are they trying them enough? Same you're seeing with Tilak also. They gave him that customary sort of an over or two that game earlier in the West Indies series, but pretty much you don't get to see. So unless you see some sort of intention,
Dubey as well.
Dubey also hardly. Now we've
Dubey
just
too.
seen twice. No, but see, he's done well in the overs that he's.
No, but
bowled.
Dubey, I did a video today when Gambhir said that we should keep Dubey there. His numbers are kind of atrocious.
No, that's the reason he got dropped, because his bowling wasn't
exactly.
good.
Yeah.
But imagine when was the last time he played? You have to see the difference also.
No, he's been bowling regularly, consistently, and even domestic.
No,
Good
but
record.
I'm talking about internationally.
Internationally, he's not played for ages only. I think 2020 times he got dropped.
Exactly my point. But
New
I'm
Zealand.
saying, how do you groom a player unless you bowl him? I think
I agree. I think Riyan Parag suffers from the same thing. Barely bowls for his IPL franchise.
Yeah.
so. That's what I'm trying to say, is that when you're not going to experiment, it's not that the Sehwags and Rainas and Yuvraj Singh were the best bowlers to begin with, but there was some sort of faith that
Sure,
the captain had on these bowlers, and he would get them on regularly. So you have to keep getting them to bowl few overs here and there. Here we are in a situation, forget a part-time bowler.
Yeah.
A regular bowler, Akshar Patel sometimes doesn't bowl. So
Yes.
forget about getting a part-time bowler.
But Harshit Rana is a good shout. His batting surprised me. I remember he had a decent season for KKR second half. Then one day I was seeing news, he's got a first class 100. Hey?
Yeah.
That Harshit Rana. I'm like, no, surely it's a pretty common name, right? Probably a different guy, no? It's the same guy. So he's done well actually in the domestic with the bat as well.
Now he's.
No, he has that. Though he's been playing domestic cricket for a
Delhi.
While now.
enough time.
Now
Yeah.
he's moving to Uttar Pradesh.
Yep.
So half that UP side then is Harshit Rana.
Harsh.
That is
Oh,
Nitish
that's
Rana
right.
you're
Rana.
talking
And I
about.
got confused.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
No.
So it's like an extension of Delhi NCR. All Delhi players are moving to NCR then, that way.
Yeah. So I mean the point there, just going back to the question, the point is there, yes, but I would want to see more captains using
Trust their part-time bowlers.
exactly.
Yeah. So weather update, Ansh Narang, it is still drizzling at the moment at the village in
Yep.
Belfast, and
What time do you
unfortunately,
start losing overs?
One is there already.
see
so
you a
till
toss,
8:30
you don't lose until 8:30.
Yeah.
So, but from that period onwards, from 4 local, which is 8:30, it's actually steady rain.
Yeah, the rain is
Yeah,
worse.
exactly.
So, and ironically, it ends by 7 local, but that time match end also. So.
But then you also
India called off way before that.
consider the floodlight situation.
Exactly.
But luckily, this is a good draining ground. It's a very good drainage.
Plus
facility.
remember you'll have daylight till 10 p.m. there.
Yeah, 10, 11.
Summers, so
Yeah.
pretty late at night.
Yep. So.
Do you remember Marat Safin? Of
Course.
course.
Yes, him and his sister also, Lara.
Dinara Safina, yeah.
He's quite a good-looking guy.
Yeah.
He was a big hit amongst.
I remember the way how he would dominate Akasi.
Yeah.
Just for that, I remembered Marat Safin.
Big guy.
Yeah.
One of those few players. I mean, the dying breed of servant volleys
Yeah.
for that time. And then after that, though, you just had baseline.
He was one, and I think Tim Henman was the other.
Oh, yeah.
He vehemently stuck to that game despite it bringing him no success. I'll
But
respect
I
him
think
for that.
his aim was to win the Wimbledon, right?
Wimbledon.
In
He
grass,
never
that
won.
was the best chance.
But I
because
think
you must have wanted to win at home.
You had 3 great servant volley players. Greatest, I would say. Becker. Boris Becker was one of them.
Yeah.
Pat Rafter of Australia. He had a superb. And one more, I would say.
No, even Sampras, yeah.
Sam. But that serve. Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. So
Art.
that serve allowed him to.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
And of course, the next great Swede after Jon Borg, Stefan Edberg. Man, that guy was servant volley class. He was, I think, Federer's coach also for some
Yes,
time.
for
wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was, yeah.
And many would say that Federer reminded them of Edberg when he came. Very gentlemanly like
Yeah.
during Edberg's time. Similar. So okay, let's wind up, but we can take
Bahar Ali.
Bahar Ali from
Pakistan.
Pakistan. What is he saying?
Surya Kumar Yadav is a genuine match winner on a given day. He can be an X factor for India in Asia Cup. India should go with him. Virat and Surya body language is always
Bahar Ali,
positive.
we've been saying that here on sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And getting a lot of flack also that we keep supporting Sky as if he sends us Christmas cards and gifts. Does not.
Yep, he doesn't. So
What is that? What was that UPSC question?
UPCA.
why go? Nitish is going to UPCA.
UPCA. Why is he going?
Because Delhi DDCA dropped him as the captain, and then he requested for an NOC to go to UP. Heart done.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's not going to captain in
Heartbreaks.
UP either.
Yeah, he's not, but then must be something happening.
There could
Then-
be something more. So-
Then there were other players also picking up fights with him.
and then he's like, I want to
Yeah.
go play UP with my best mate Rinku.
Rinku, yes.
That's true.
Yeah. KKR guys.
Yep.
Now in UP together. Yeah.
Both middle order left hand bats.
Yeah.
After 2024 T20 World Cup.
But
He had a
Indian
this
team?
thing, didn't he have a fight with his Delhi team?
Yeah,
Hrithik
Hrithik
Shokeen,
Shokeen,
Mumbai.
correct.
Yeah.
Mumbai.
Mumbai KKR game.
that was funny.
They aren't friends.
I know,
At
I know.
all. They
But
fight
that's
in the
also
dressing
because-
room and all that.
Yeah. Because he was not happy, and they had while they were playing for Delhi. Apparently, they had a tutu meme
in the
and
dressing room.
yeah,
During Ranji.
yes, and then he was not picked for a lot of games. Ritik Shaukin.
And Ritik Shaukin gave him a send off. Ritesh Rana gave him some very choice Delhi words,
Yeah.
which the broadcasters at that point happened to not just zoom in on, but slow mo. And I'm like, well done.
ठीक
Show
है
me
यार.
But
everyone.
what is it with Delhi and dressing room fights? I mean, there was one more infamous one, right? KP Bhaskar and Gautam Gambhir. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was basically yeah. That I mean I know the exact detail. I'm not going to mention all
Yeah,
of it. Yeah, but yeah,
exactly.
there was KP Bhaskar was the coach and Gambhir was the captain. at that
Captain,
time.
yeah.
Oof. They didn't get along. Yes,
DDCA.
that was like proper national news. Also.
Yep. 13, right? It happened in 2013, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
can't remember the
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
KP.
But this is when Gambhir was trying to make a comeback, so he
Ah.
came back to play for Delhi.
Happens in cricket.
Yep.
And Delhi.
Every sport.
Yeah.
Every sport. Okay. Thank you for your company. We've gone on for more than an hour.
Yeah.
Waiting for the toss to happen. As and when we get some weather updates, we'll inform you
Yep.
and come live. For the moment, from all of us, bye bye. We're going to be here, but till either the game is called off or some of it is played.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even if it means going past midnight, we'll be here.
Yep.
So see you then.
See
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.